Flat out lie. I mean, just lie, 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 lie.
Hey everybody, I'm Smith. I'm back. I know it's been a little while. I've been busy with other things. I'm going to try to get back more often. I'm going to do a different type of video today. I've been watching a lot of left-wing videos, a lot of left-wing media, seeing what kind of craziness they have to say about everything, and kind of getting sick of all the just insane people, the crazy talking heads coming from the left who have no idea what they're talking about. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going through some of these crazy left-wing personalities like Joy Reid and maybe even some of the idiots on The View. I mean, all these people who just come from a left-wing point of view and either have no idea what they're talking about or just have to lie about everything because nothing fits into their narrative. Today I'm going to hit on one just because it was convenient. It's something that's presently going on. The story is coming to an end, but I've noticed a lot of this crazy falsehoods going on with this. So just for a first video about this topic, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to talk about somebody that most people probably have no idea who he is, so I'm glad I can be the one to introduce you. It's a crazy nut job hack. He has a YouTube show, makes up his own facts, lies, never corrects himself, never even apologizes for throwing people under the bus. Anyway, this hack, his name is Roland Martin. His shtick, though, is to pretend like everything in the country, everything that's going on is racist. And all he does is bitch about being black. But his way of bitching about being black is, I'm black, so white man bad. No matter how much a white guy does, helpful to the black population, no matter how bad a black person is, black person's good, the white person bad. So like I said, I'm not going to go too deep into this. I'm going to try to make it a quicker video. It's just annoying how ridiculous these people are and how stupid the people are that listen to them. So, the story that's happening right now is about a guy named Calvin Riley. He just got finished with court, I don't know, earlier this week. And a quick rundown, the guy was pulled over for, possible DUI, and ended up getting arrested, and ended up going to court having a trial because people like Roland Martin play the video that they had clipped especially to make it look like what they wanted it to look like, so they could cry racist cop, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to do a quick rundown just to show the bullshit that spews out of this guy's mouth. And it's either bullshit or he's really stupid. So one or the other, I ask him, let him pick. Is he stupid or is he full of shit? I'd say both. Either way, he can't be taken seriously. So anyway, the police pull this guy over. And the cop, she'll talk about why she pulled him over later. But the first thing I'm going to show you is Roland Martin has idiots as guests, panelists on his show. And they all fall in the same hole as him. They're all ridiculously oppressed because they're black and everybody racist. Same thing I said about him. So when they talk on his show, they have to either make things up or, well, prove their stupidity. For example, here's the first clip. The first thing they have to say about Calvin Riley getting pulled over is,
this is a behavior where those who think that it's okay to criminalize citizens before there are even charged.
That's right. He was pulled over as a criminal. The cops knew they were going to arrest him because he was black. There you go. That proves my point right there. So this guy was pulled over and charged for DUI and for driving under suspended license. He wasn't pulled over for the license. They found out about that after they ran his info. Roland Martin has done more than 2 shows on this topic. I'm going to only talk about 2 of them. One was before the trial, one was after. Here's footage from 2 different shows showing you 2 different reasons that he gives for this guy being pulled over, even though he had the footage that told the real story. Here's number 1.
When 26-year-old officer Kirsten Oliver pulled over Calvin Riley Sr. Now, Oliver did not tell Riley why she pulled him over.
Right? They didn't tell him a reason. Here's number 2.
Once she pulled him over suggesting that she smelled marijuana. I guess I'm still confused how you can smell marijuana with a moving car. But then all of a sudden it turns into a DUI and she pours the alcohol out. This whole case has been confusing.
Yes. The cop smelled marijuana while she was driving in her car as his car drove by. Again, Roland Martin is a moron. So here's the real footage of the cop. Remember how Roland said she didn't tell him why he got pulled over? Well, here's the footage of the cop telling him why he got pulled over.
Hello, sir. I'm Officer Oliver with Tallahassee Police Department. Do you have your driver's license, registration, insurance?
This is the reason why you slowed me down.
Yes, sir. So you don't have any headlights on, and you're going really fast down Monroe Street.
Headlight? My headlights automatically on when I'm driving.
They're not on right now.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No problem.
So he was speeding and driving with his lights off, and then what? Oh, when he was pulled over, he decided to stop in the middle lane. He didn't pull off the highway or anything else. He stopped in the middle lane. Probably gives into some more suspicion that he's drinking. But then, in the same story where Roland says he pulled him over for smoking marijuana, which that story is after the footage was released after the trial, so completely full of shit, trying to make things look the way he wants them to look. Or again, he's an idiot. So, here's the same story where Roland says what the actual charges were.
Riley was charged with having a suspended license and a DUI.
Oh, look at that. So, he opened the story up talking shit. Making shit up, because that's what he does. Okay, so why do Roland and his racist, race-baiting, race-grifting hack associates, guests, panelists on his show, why do they think this kind of thing happens? Here's one.
These arbitrary stops. Why was he stopped in the first place? I mean, these arbitrary stops of people, these discretionary stops, are a pain in the ass. Because, of course, who is going to get stopped more? Is she going to do policing where she grew up in her neighborhood? Of course not. You're going to police in the neighborhood of the people that you don't know, that don't look like you, that you can annoy.
That's right. Black people get pulled over because they are black people. What's the next one?
If this brother was European or someone other than black, then the outcome of this scenario would be very, very different.
Oh. Again, because he's black. That's right. All of us white people and the cops have a secret handshake. We have symbols we make, like gang signs, but for white people. When we see a cop, we make our sign. I'm not going to show you, I'm not stupid. We make our sign, and the cop's like, oh, that's a white guy. I'm not going to get him. You're right, Roland. They're only out to get the black people. But who else might say it? Here is some psycho crazy bitch that he has on. Sometimes, I guess, I don't know. Her name is, who gives a shit? What'd she say about it?
She's full of shit, and all the motherfucker has to sit up there and do is drop it, you know? But instead, she wants to sit up there and do what a lot of these bad apples, if you want to call it that, do, which is fuck up a black person's life for shits and giggles.
Oh, she's a scary kind of psycho. Anyway, there is one guy that he has on pretty often, at least from what I've seen. I don't watch Roland Martin very often. I watch him enough because it's fun. It's almost a parody of what the left is thinking just because it's so ridiculous. So this guy's on there pretty often from what I've seen. And this guy, here's a picture. This guy's a total racist. And nothing better than to have a channel complaining about racism full of racists. So what racist thing did this asshole have to say about it?
She ain't 26 years old, and that shouldn't disqualify. But she is straight from Central white supremacist settler colony casting.
White supremacist, just because she's a white girl. Good for him. Way to be a racist prick. I would have to say, if you're gonna be racist, like that prick, would it be racist for me to call him Blackie McBlackerson? Is that racist? I don't know. According to him, it shouldn't be because he's allowed to talk like that. What else did he call her? He called a white person Casper.
And you see these little, Casper the friendly ghost cops hovering around a man's car trying to figure out what they can put on it.
How you like that? He's a freaking racist. So I could call him Blackie McBlackerson all I want and he can't say shit. Oh, I know what he would say. Black people can't be racist, because that's a new cop-out. Because they need some stupid shit to say because they're racist as hell, and they gotta find a way to make it look like they can't be guilty of that, because that's all they complain about. It's one of those things in society where anything you do, they could call you racist, or phobic, or blah, and none of it matters anymore. You can call white people racist, and nobody cares at all anymore, because you guys blew it out of the water. If I get in line at McDonald's, and then Roland were to get in line after I did, I'd be racist for being in front of him. Guarantee you, that is their perspective. Anyway, racist channel, racist people. What else do we have? Well, just for context, just to prove that she was in no way acting maliciously toward this guy, I'm going to give you a little bit of the body cam footage just to prove that she treated this guy with so much respect. There wasn't one inkling of anything she said or did that even hinted to her disliking the guy, no matter his color. She had no problem with him. Until later, of course, because he got belligerent. But anyway, here's a little body cam footage.
Okay, here, go ahead and step out of the vehicle for us. Just go ahead and face the car for us. Your license is suspended, so we're gonna...
No problem. So should I call somebody to come pick my car up?
Yeah, we'll get to that. Just give me a second, okay?
And see, when she arrested him, he even said, okay. So, where did Roland decide to get the marijuana story? Where did he get that bullshit? Well, obviously, it was a grasp for something to not admit that he was wrong the first however many times when he talked about the story. Of course, why would he admit he was wrong? Nope, keep going with stupidity, because that's what Roland is. So after she walks him back to the car, after he's already in handcuffs and already going to jail, he asks him, by the way, I think I smell marijuana. Did you smoke?
Mr. Raleigh, I got a quick question for you.
No problem.
So I smelled marijuana in your vehicle. Did you recently smell?
No, let me tell you something, man.
Stand right here.
Let me tell you something.
Stand
I don't know. You heard what you said. You smell marijuana, right?
Yeah.
I don't even fucking smoke. So
Okay.
what? But you come with that. That's lip gloss.
Okay.
Of course, he said no, because everyone's going to say no anyway, because that's what they do. He didn't accuse him of anything. But then the guy goes on and, he's getting more belligerent, and it's probably because of drinking. But he's getting more belligerent, and that's when the guy she's arresting, Calvin, says, is that why you stopped me?
What you're saying is you smell marijuana. You're alive. So I want to show you something.
Go ahead and unlock the car. Or you can
That's cool.
All right, go ahead and sit down in my car for me, okay?
You got my lip gloss and my money?
I got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Since you smell marijuana,
Yeah, go ahead and sit down.
what's your name?
Officer Oliver, go ahead and sit down for me. Calvin, sit down for us.
I will. Since you say you smell marijuana.
Sit down,
But
please.
that's the reason you stopped me? Or you
It's
stopped
not
me
the
because
reason I stopped you. It's not the reason I stopped you. For your
lights
lights.
off.
Yes, sir, and
Okay.
you're speeding.
But I was speeding.
Yes.
I got a track on my shit.
Okay.
Roland Martin decided that was what he wanted to go with. Take the drunk guy's badgering and go with that rather than the actual thing that happened. Because Roland's a douche. So what else did Roland have to say about this racist white cop? She planted evidence against him, and that's why he got a DUI.
A routine traffic stop in Florida turns into a legal nightmare when a Tallahassee cop is caught on body cam video planting evidence to justify the arrest of a black man.
She asked him where he was coming from when she pulled him over, and he told her some street. Then another lady cop shows up and talks to him. He tells her he was at a bar and he had some drinks. She comes back to the car, tells the other one, okay, he's lying about where he was and about drinking. Clue one. Well, after the driving erratic, stopping in the middle of the road instead of pulling off the road, running his mouth constantly, being belligerent. Anyway, after that happens, then she goes, arrests him for the suspended license, asks about marijuana, and then she goes search the car because she has probability, right? She has probable cause. And while she's in there, she finds a bottle of vodka and she takes it and she dumps it out. So before I go any farther, some police department's policy is if there is alcohol in a car that is going to be impounded, you dump out the alcohol and then put the bottle back in the car, whatever. If it's evidence, you take it, put it in a bag, if you can't, obviously, and take it with you as evidence and write it in the report. So what did she do when she planted this evidence? You see that? She put it back in the car. Now, she did get him for DUI, and there was a part of that clip just before that Roland seemed to cut out of his footage, where she told the other cop, oh, he has a tumbler or a cup in his console that has alcohol in it that he's drinking while he's driving.
Smell this. It smells like alcohol. Yep. Of course, but honestly, yeah. Okay. Hey, there's vodka in his seat, like right here in a pouch in his seat. Vodka was found in this pouch in his seat. And you can just charge him with DWSR.
And what did she say right there? As she threw the liquor bottle in the back seat, she didn't say, let's charge him with open containers, even though she could have for what was in the console. She said, as she set it down, not even thinking about the bottle, so we'll charge him with DWLSR, driving while license suspended or restricted. Nothing about open container, nothing about it being evidence, just dumped out and put in the back seat. There you go, dickhead. So what do we get? We get Roland's idiot panelists saying what? The judge is crooked?
What the hell is the judge doing by allowing evidence that's faulty to stay in? This is why the system is not set up for people who are innocent to walk free.
And then the super racist douchebag, he says that police are a holdover from slavery.
The concept of policing comes out of the slave patrols. And to quote Adam Serwer, who you've had on the show a number of times, from The Atlantic, the cruelty is the point.
Then he says what? The two women were in the cop car saying, what can we get him on? They did not say that. They were talking about the situation. It's on body cam. Never were they, ooh, it's a black guy. Let's see if we can catch him on something. Let's see what else we can get him for. Nothing like that. But, I mean, he's a super racist panelist, so what do you expect from a piece of shit?
And you see these little, Casper the Friendly Ghost cops hovering around the man's car trying to figure out what they can put on him. Let's stop him and let's get back here and scheme. So her and the other white girl get in the car, Margaret Myth, and they like, okay, so what can we get on him? I mean, because so if you do this once, you do this.
And then another moron that's on there, I haven't seen him on the show. I'm sure he probably could have been. I don't know before that. But like I said, I try not to watch Roland too often. But anyway, this idiot thinks that you lose the right to vote with DUIs. And cops are going to pull over black people to give them DUIs because cops don't want black people voting. It's the new Jim Crow. Police will take your right to vote away because you're driving drunk. Check out this moron.
And we have to remember, too, that in so many instances, right, when black men in these situations, like this gentleman here, get, this sort of stain on their criminal record, this can also have ramifications for their ability to vote and participate in our democratic processes.
And then, the super racist jackoff that I don't know his name and don't give a shit. He even has to have an anecdote about it where he went to jail for a broken taillight, which means, well, first of all, he's lying because you don't go to jail for a broken taillight. And guess what? For being black either. So he either did something really stupid or he's making it all up just to have a story and be like, you want to play like a freaking moron.
And I'm one of those black men that have been put in handcuffs. I had the pleasure of being detained by the Capitol Police. Them cowboys that are down there around Capitol Hill, ostensibly on a broken tail light. And then they started searching. Took me over to the place and had me in the cell. And I was very kind and very, very, very calm. And I'm calling all the officers by their full names, signaling to them that you might want to reconsider this. And then when they're going through my stuff, oh, you're a professor? I am at Howard University, officer, whatever. And they said, okay, well, we're going to let you go. No, motherfucker, you want to play? Do you want to dance tonight?
He's such a racist piece of shit. Anyway, Roland has a book, and go figure. It is white fear. And that's what he tries to put into every black person's head. Fear Whitey. Whitey's out to get you. Anyway, it's annoying, and I'm just so done with it. But I figured since I'm frustrated with it, I'm just going to have fun. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch Roland. I'm also going to watch the other crazies. And I figure I'll just break down some of their stuff and prove their stupidity, their racism, their hackery, how they refuse to do research. And if they actually do research, if they don't like what they find, they cut it out and adjust it to go with their narrative. So if you are a fan of Roland Martin, do yourself a favor, check back here every once in a while, see if I've dug into anything else that you were led to believe that he has to say. Never watch Roland and take him seriously. That's my point. That's the whole point of this video. If you believe what he says and you take the opinion he tells you to have, you're just another idiot. And every time you talk in public, you look like one. So I'll watch Roland so you don't have to, saving you the issue of having to watch him in the first place.
Phenomena.
So I'm doing you a favor, and I'm having fun doing it because finally I have found a way to argue with every stupid bullshit point that he has to say. I would love to hear an argument with any point I have made in this episode, in this video. So, and I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching. I'm Smith. This is Cult Rhino. See you later. No pants.